Good afternoon, everyone. This is RustyMoney here on Farming Simulator 19 on PlayStation 4. Welcome to RustyMoney's YouTube channel called RustyMoney 96. I was encouraged in a Farming Simulator group page to make a video in regards to the survival challenge that I have been sharing screenshots about on some Farming Simulator 19 group pages on Facebook. So I'm going to make this short video just on kind of how I set it up and what I've all done so far. So first off, I wanted to do this on Mercury Farms because I just really love that map a tremendous amount. There's so many things you can do on it, so many different methods of operation, from using small tractors to large tractors to driving truck to forestry to just ag land farming and sowing and harvesting crops and raising livestock. It's just all around a good map, and so I wanted to do it on Mercury Farms because I myself personally just cannot get into the feeling of no man's land to do a survival challenge on. And I also chose Mercury Farms because it's kind of got stuff ready for you. So, and I wanted my survival challenge to be different. And I wanted it to be a challenge. So I think what I have set up in regards to what I wanted to do and how I thought the journey would go is going to be kind of tough. I originally was going to do the survival challenge only in multiplayer mode, and then I decided why not do it on my own also. So I actually originally started experimenting with the survival challenge in multiplayer mode, and a couple other farming simulator friends that I have on PlayStation Network have joined me in that operation, and it's been a lot of work, a lot of cutting trees and just selling trees and logs at our static wood chipper to make money. And each one of these survival challenges, whether it's my multiplayer mode survival challenge on Mercury Farms, which we call Hack and Saw Old Time Ridge, or my own, which is called Hilltop Farms. They both were started with just the Ferguson pack, just the standard tractor from the Ferguson pack and a chainsaw and a trailer to put logs on, and we're hauling all logs to our static wood chipper. No logs will be sold at the sawmill whatsoever. That is one of the stipulations. But as we move through this, let's get started and I can show you a few other things. So we'll go in here to career mode for my own version. Log this in here. So as you can see here, this is the mod list that I have currently installed in my mod list. I'll be using some of these throughout my journey. There is a lot of mods that I have checkmarked for this, but like I said, this is a survival challenge. It's my own. And I'm going to be using all kinds of small sized equipment in order to complete this uh, survival challenge. I do have some larger items installed just in case at whatever time throughout the journey I decide I want to use it. Once it's been upgraded from the very lowest step though. I have several different building packages or buildings or sheds installed or animal pens that will be used throughout this journey. My thought process behind here is I wanted to set it up similar to but not the same as No Man's Land Survival Challenge. I wanted it to be a little bit of a rusty thought process. So with that said, I kind of went with rustic, kind of old time feel to the first farm plot, and then as the farm progresses there'll be upgrades to the farm plot, and then the last farm plot will get a edit for a red barn theme. And the red barn theme will come from a couple of different mods in the mod hub. In No Man's Land, you know, survival challenge, you also start with a chainsaw, a trailer, and a tractor. Some people just start it with a chainsaw and a little pickup. But there is one field already plotted out. And you have a huge piece of land with lots of trees. So for my survival challenge, the land on Mercury Farms is not that big, so I had to set it up to where we had land prior to our start. So what I did is I came in here before starting the survival challenge and got it all set up. And so what I did is I bought a farm plot on the Mercury Farms map right here beside fields 44 and 45. This will be the original old time rustic feeling farm plot for the first episode of my survival challenge that I did a couple of weeks ago now. So I had bought this farm plot, and then I'd also bought field 44, 45, and 46. Now, I bought 46 because there's trees right here that surround the rest of our farm plot. And since on Mercury Farms you don't have access to a lot of trees like you do on No Man's Land, I purchased plot field 46. But I will not be utilizing field 46. I'm only going to utilize the area of trees by our farm plot. I will therefore repay back $60,000 in order to buy field 46. And by doing that, then I will have bought that field in order to farm it properly. So therefore, we will only be starting with 2 fields right here, 44 and 45, with our land that we own, which is right here, and this triangle piece right here. Okay, that is the land that we will have access to. So, I also had bought a farm plot on Mercury Farms map that I have never been on and set a farm up on. And that farm plot area is right here. I'm pretty sure that when you come in on New Farmer, this is where the chickens are located. Now, as much as I've been on Mercury Farms, I never have done New Farmer mode. But I'm 100% sure that this is where the chickens are. So we bought this plotted area, and there's lots of trees that line this back piece right here, the far north area, and the east side of the property there's a bunch of trees. And then there's a few little groups of trees right here. Not very many. I think there's only like maybe 5 at most that we can access in this area right here. The rest of the trees that we get are right here, and there's not a tremendous amount. So what I then did is once we have all the trees harvested around our farm plot that we have access to right now, we will then move and get trees from this property. If we run out of trees and still need money, we have bought the forest, which is the biggest forest area, one of the biggest forest areas on Mercury Farms map. It's the only forest area that's actually labeled as a forest. But there's a whole bunch of trees in here that then we also have access to. And like I said, we will not be selling any of those at the sawmill. All these trees that we cut will come back to our farm plot and be sold at the static wood chipper. The sawmill on Mercury Farms is down here. We will not be using that at all. There is a bunch of trees in throughout here, but it's not labeled as a forest, but you can buy it. So anyway, that's what I had done. I also came in here before starting the challenge to just get the feel of what I wanted to do. Because I always, when I play Mercury Farms, start on this farm plot right here. That's where most of my farms have all been started, which is your main farm plot that they load you into on Farming Simulator. Now I also have set up a farm on this plot right here with a couple of online friends. And then there's a couple other plotted areas you could use. Right here, you could set up a farm. Right here where the horses are, this area, you could set up a farm if you wanted to. That's where the horses are when you come in on New Farmer mode. Or there's a very tiny little piece right here that you also could use for a small little tiny setup. So I just like the idea of using this one, which I also have never used on this map, this farm plot area. So we will go ahead and we will load in back into the actual farm, and you can see what we've done so far. So, okay. Now I'll show you here. It'll just be easier to do this. We'll go into the landscape screen. So here is field 44, which we had bought. Now, I have extended that, and on my own survival challenge, which is the one we're in, and also my multiplayer one. We extended it basically this very similar to this. And then this is field 45 that I'd also purchased. And I have extended it. Okay, and then this little triangle piece of land, I put a field in. Okay, and then here is field 46 that I will not be using until I buy back. I pay back $60,000, and the way that you can do that, people, is you just you lease equipment and you return it. Just lease equipment and return it. It'll subtract the money off. So, by buying this field, we have access to the trees right here. All these trees that come all the way back around. And then we have access to these trees from field 45 and these trees from field 44. Now I had used the landscape tool painting to paint a line, a track, I guess if you want to call it that, down the hill, so then I knew what trees I couldn't have yet. So I can't have all these trees back here until I buy this field, 39. And probably 40. A couple of them may belong to 40, but it's probably all 39. So what I did was like I said, I set up my first farm plot, very rustic looking. Each of these items will be upgraded. So as you can see, there's our static wood chipper. Now in my multiplayer farm, the static wood chipper is sitting over here. Okay, and then I put in the very old barn mod, and I put in the silo that comes in Mercury Farm's map, but this silo building will upgrade to the silo building that holds everything in game from the MF shed pack. And then I put in the old shed, because on No Man's Land Survival Challenge, you not only have like a barn to put some equipment in, or a shed I guess, you also have an extra shed. And then I put in the log cabin for a sleep trigger, and I put in a few little lights, because I like to have light, I guess. That's just me. And like I said, it's my own little challenge. I made this up. So then also what I will do is throughout this we will upgrade these buildings. And the buildings that will be getting used are wooden shed packages, mod packages. There's two of them. There's one that has a cattle pen with it and one without. We'll also be using what's called the barn package mod in the mod hub, and also possibly a mod that's called pigsty and chicken pen, I believe. Also then everything will end up being MF shed pack items and lone oak animal pens. So this here is that extra plot of land that has trees. This is the future farm right next to windmill grain. Okay, so the trees that we actually get access to sell when we bought this is from about right here straight back. All these trees right here, down here, and then back across here to, I believe, just these two front trees. I don't think I get the two behind it, if I remember correctly. So just these two front ones, okay? And then I edited in the plot. I took out some of the grass lines and stuff that were sitting there. I wanted to do it my own way. So that's, and then the forest, if you're not familiar with Mercury Farms map, the forest is over here. So the forest area we bought is all right here. Yeah, see? Oh, this big area right here. And it goes all the way back across over here. But we will not access any of those trees from the forest until we have all other trees cut down by both farm plot areas. Our original farm plot and our future farm plot. So no trees will come from the forest until every other tree is cut. So, because I wanted to do it different, I also wanted to add in the ability to do contracts, because I felt that on Mercury Farms there's not a lot of access to trees like there is on No Man's Land. So I am going to do contracts on the Mercury Farms map survival challenge, but the contracts that I will be doing and will only do are contracts that are going to pay me $1,500 or less. So for example, Field 52, that is an acceptable contract for my survival challenge, but the catcher is we can't do that survival challenge contract until we have the equipment to do it. We will not borrow the items to complete the contract. So that's the other catcher. You can't do a contract unless you got the items. And the only contract you can do is a payout of $1,500 or less. So as you can see, there's a few, but there's not a lot of them to start with. Okay, now a lot of people shy away from Mercury Farms because there is hedge lines and fence lines all throughout Mercury Farms map. Well, people, you can shut those off, and you just go over here to the vehicle shop and you go back here to this little garden shed, tool shed. You walk up to the front door of it and you hit the circle button, if I remember correctly, and then your game screen will glitch for about 10 or 15 seconds, and voila, all hedge and fence lines are shut off. I do have a separate video for that that also fits in with driving truck on Mercury Farms map. So I had also came in here and shut all hedge and fence lines off. We also did not, because I didn't show that, we also, as you can see, did not purchase the biogas plant, which I always do on any map I'm on. Usually I always buy the biogas plant. Well, we did not. We won't buy the biogas plant until we have the money to pay for it, or I have the money in my own challenge mode to pay for it. So then what else am I going to show you? Oh, the other thing is in this survival challenge we will not be driving truck or tractor and trailer and selling products anywhere on the map to make money, except for our crops that are harvested. So what I mean is if you're familiar with Mercury Farms map, which is made by Alien Jim, AJ Tech. You have the option on Mercury Farms map to buy and sell certain things and sell them to make you money, so necessarily you don't have to have a government subsidy sign or other money mods to help make you money. So as long as you have the equipment to truck items, you can buy and sell on Mercury Farms map a lot of things. But we will not do any of that until we have a semi tractor and trailer to do any of that. No trucking will be done to earn money until we have a semi. So what a lot of people do on Mercury Farms is they'll get a tractor and a trailer and they'll fill it full of fertilizer and they'll go sell it behind they'll go sell their fertilizer or seed behind the garden center to make money. We will not do that at all, like I said. And so I'll just show you that quick. That's just one thing. But you can sell fertilizer and seed and pig feed and lime and herbicide all right back here in this little square. You fill your trailer full and you dump it right there and you make yourself some money. That's just one thing you can do. There's several others, but like I said, I have a video on that on my YouTube channel. Check it out. So I believe that that is all of how I've gotten set up. I have taken out a few trees already that you can see right here. There's a number of few trees right here, and I have so far what I did is I'll show you throughout this that I've done is I started with this standard tractor right here. That's it. I didn't make any customizations to it. I started standard, and everything that you can upgrade onto that tractor I paid for by selling wood chips, or I shouldn't say wood chips, but trees at my static wood chipper, which the static wood chipper, like I said, is that thing right there. It pays you. So I got the footrest thing right there added on. I bought the front loader attachment. I haven't got my sandbags yet. I have my sandbag weights put on there. I got the pallet fork. And I think that's it for the tractor. And this is the trailer that I started with that tractor, and then a chainsaw. So the items also that I have bought throughout this journey so far by selling wood is I got a seeder, a harrow, and a plow, and a fertilizer and lime spreader. And I think that that is it so far. Okay, now my farm plot area here, like I said, this is my personal survival challenge. The multiplayer survival challenge is very similar to this. It's set up very similar, but it's got just a different look to it. We didn't start with this silo. We started with the other silo from the MF shed pack. We started with the very old barn, but we didn't start with the old shed. And our very old barn on our multiplayer survival challenge has been upgraded recently to a barn package building. I believe it's called the Mouse. I think I have that in this. I can show you. Yeah. So on our multiplayer one, we upgraded the very old barn already to this building right here, the Shed Model Mouse by Farming 5. It's part of the barn package mod. Okay, and then yeah, that's it that I can think of. And what else? Oh, No Man's Land Survival Challenge. Your silo starts with grain inside of it that you can sell. Okay, so in our multiplayer farm, we filled our silo with grain, but we only did grain for wheat. Whoops. For wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflowers, soybeans, and corn, and we only put in just a little over 8,000 liters of each one. And then I have put in a little over 11,000 of those products in my silo prior to starting it. Like I said, in No Man's Land Survival Challenge, you start with grain in your silo. At least that's what I've seen done. Now, I have not sold any of the grain in my own survival challenge yet, and we also have not sold any of the grain in our survival challenge in multiplayer mode. Other thing that I have forgot to mention is to make it even more of a challenge, because a survival challenge in No Man's Land is usually done without Seasons mod. We are running Seasons mod on our multiplayer mode challenge and my single player mode challenge. And we are using a geo from the mod hub for Nebraska, based out of Fairmont, Nebraska. So our geo will be from a Fairmont, Nebraska area. I'm from Nebraska, so that's what I chose that we were going to do. So yeah, that's the other part of our survival challenge, or my survival challenge, is that we will be doing ours with seasons. 6-day season mode. In, as you can see, hard economy. The only thing that we have basically shut off is traffic, because none of us deal with the traffic. We just don't like to deal with the traffic. I myself turned down the effects of the dirt on your equipment to slow. Yeah, you can kind of see everything else there, but I shut off crop destruction. I think in our other one, our crop destruction multiplayer one, crop destruction is on. And I'm probably going to turn that on myself. I just had shut it off originally when I came in and set it up. We have plowing on, lime on, weeds on. So yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. And main two guys that have been helping me in multiplayer mode, they also have really notice that it's gonna be a interesting and tough little journey. Because it seems like all we've gotten done is just cutting wood. And in our multiplayer mode one, we have cut all the trees. We have gotten all the trees cut from all the way around our property already. All these have been cut, except for the ones that we can't have access to yet because we don't own field 39. And then we have came over to our future farm plot and started cutting trees. And we have cut, I believe, just these first 2 trees out, and probably I would say 5 or 6 trees out of here so far that we've cut. That's it. And we have had some fortunate time to actually get a couple of contracts done. So we have 2 of our fields planted on multiplayer survival challenge mode. We have this field planted, and we have this field planted. I believe one of the fields is oats, one is soybeans, and the other, our third field's gonna be canola in our multiplayer mode. In my single player mode challenge, survival challenge, I can't remember honestly what my crops are gonna be, but we can sure show you what the crop rotation is looking like. If I haven't even set it up yet. I haven't even got that far. So I could do that though real quick in this video. Let's just do that real quick in this video, because some of you might not know how to do that. So we'll go over here. This is gonna be field A for now, 44. Field 45 will be field B for boy, and our triangle field down there will be field C. Alright, so let's see what this originally was. We gotta go down here to where it wasn't expanded. So we got our before, previous, and previous. Oil seed and follow. So our previous was follow, and before previous was oil seed. So hit the right menu. So if we go over here to oil seed and we go follow, see, now we want this number 108. We want our yield to be higher than 108. So we need to plant a crop that's, right there. We can just plant wheat. It's 120, but it also moved the oil seed down to 120. But that's alright. That's not looking too bad, because we're not sure what kind of oil seed plant it was. We just want it to be higher than the top number. It's looking like we got a 1 to a 114, a 120 to 120. Those are all the same. That's looking like a good choice right there. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to decide to do canola. We'll go canola in that first field. Okay, so then we'll go over here. And let's just see what this was. Previous was oilseed. Before previous was fallow. So we got fallow and oilseed. We're struggling here. We're not going to get much. I don't think we're going to get much of an increase on yield, hopefully. So we might just have to just pick one. And I think that we'll just go with wheat. I don't know. We'll go with oats. We'll go with oats. Oops. So then we gotta go to our last field, which is probably gonna give us just fallow, because that was a created field. So it'll be fallow and fallow. Yep. So we'll get to plant whatever we want. And I'm probably gonna go with soybeans. I think that's what I'm gonna choose, is soybeans. Yeah. So that will be our crop rotations for the fields. Alright, so now we will go back up here and show you around just a little bit. So yeah, so this is the old shed. It's actually got lights on it. Here's the silo building from Mercury Farms in-game. And that's a very old barn. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat, very old barn. So much room in here. I didn't think it'd be so roomy like this, but yeah, that's nice. It's got upstairs and a very upstairs, and it's kind of big. And then our log cabin house. It's just a standard little log cabin. We don't, not much in here at all. So yeah, so that is RustyMoney's survival challenge on Mercury Farms. Career mode, hard economy, and the name of the farm is Hilltop Farms. In multiplayer mode, it's all the same, but the name is Hack and Saw Old Time Ridge. To conclude the video, I'll just kind of show you what in multiplayer mode, survival challenge, we're gearing up to purchase a bigger tractor, and the one that we're aiming for is one of these right here, one of these two. That's what we're going to get in multiplayer mode. One of those two right there, I think, is what we've decided. We also have our harvester already bought in multiplayer mode. The harvester that I'll be using and purchasing is this John Deere one right here for 9100. That's the harvester that I will use to start with. But the next tractor that we're going to upgrade to, we're probably going to get the TEA20 Tandem, possibly. But I'm still undecided on what tractor to get after that. I might actually go for the new one that just came out in the mod hub yesterday. I might get one of these Fendt 250 GTs, or I might get my favorite sounding tractor, which is this Ursus C355 4x4. The other one that I know I will be shooting for is the old Massey Ferguson. I'm a big Massey Ferguson fan, so on the maple side of my family, it was farming with Massey Fergusons. So I will be shooting for those. And so that's it. If you like the video, if you like my thought process behind the challenge, give the video a like, please. Comment. Leave comments if you wish. Share the video so we get some other people out there coming up with ideas on how to make a survival challenge. Like I've already told somebody in Farming Simulator group pages I am on in Facebook, it doesn't matter that it's no man's land. You can do a challenge on any map. It's just how you want to set it up. And this is what my process of thought was. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it put some thoughts in your mind to maybe set up a challenge on one of your own favorite maps. But let me tell you, it's been tough. It's been tough because we're selling all wood and making money, and we haven't even touched our starter grain, which we could sell to automatically give us money. And we have not sold any of that, and neither have I on my own. It's all still there. So I'm probably going to try and get my total money amount up to my 9100 and get my harvester paid for and bought, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I'll shoot for a different tractor. But that's probably going to be my first goal, is the harvester. So with that, like I said, I hope you liked the video. Give it a like, please comment, and please share. Stay tuned for further videos. I'll try and do a few more as the farm progresses, but it's probably not going to be an everyday thing or a whole entire video of what happens. I'll probably try and just give you some synopsises of what goes on in the video that I make that you may have not have seen what happened before that. So yeah. So anyway, with that, happy farming everyone, and this is RustyMoney saying goodbye.